Twitch has accepted the stream.
Who accepted the stream?
Twitch.
Twitch.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
One of my side quests is to do a Twitch program while I play video games and entertain people.
Yeah, I think Twitch is like live streaming.
YouTube has accepted the stream.
Woo.
Great.
Waiting for Facebook to accept the stream. Facebook has accepted the stream. Let me get the timer running. Let me put the timer on your screen. Do you want it there, or do you want it there?
Put it there.
Where do you want it?
Maybe make a little. Can you make a little small and put it up by me, like
Okay.
up here?
A little smaller,
Yeah.
like there?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. When the timer says on the air, you are on the air.
Okay.
The backup system has been started. Okay.
Hello, Think Twice Radio. Welcome to an episode of a podcast. I'm not sure what the name is anymore, but I'm Matt, and I'm here with a special guest. I think we all know who he is, or maybe we don't. But yeah, it's my Uncle John.
Hi. You might remember me as Uncle John. I used to be known as Mr. Answer Man.
I think you're still Mr. Answer.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to do a show at Burnham and Dodge with my buddy Kenny Morgan,
Which is your shirt,
which is my shirt, and Carl Thiel.
Carl Thiel. And yeah, we used to do a podcast. I think I was reminiscing, and some of our stuff is still on the internet. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it's good to have I guess it got kind of lonely or maybe boring talking to myself all the time.
Oh,
so
yeah.
thought we'd bring a ringer and bring Uncle John in to
Yeah.
provide us with maybe some answers.
Maybe
to
some answers. Yeah.
things that are going on.
Yeah, we can talk about stuff that's going on. Yeah.
So yeah, what's been going on with you?
Oh, okay. I've been busy doing a movie poster for an actress named Bai Ling.
Okay.
So basically, I finished the poster. I'll send it to her, and she sends me back with things she wants me to enlarge and stuff and change the shape of. And I keep doing it, and she keeps wanting me to make more and more changes. But like basically the same change. She just wants whatever she wants. She wants things huge in this poster.
But you're making a poster for Bai Ling,
Bai Ling.
who is an
Oh,
artist or
Okay. She was in Red Corner. She was in The Crow. She is not a popular... Well, she is kind of like a B-list
B-list
or
celebrity.
D-list celebrity. I'd hate to say that.
But
But yeah,
you're making a poster.
a poster, and I'm not getting paid. I'm just doing it to say I did a movie poster.
Well, you gotta start somewhere, and
Yeah.
you make your steps.
I'll put it on Facebook so people can gasp in amazement
nice
at this creation that I made.
So
Yeah.
I think we get into it, but I think I'll play a video now of something. I think we can see what it is.
Cool, okay.
Oh boy. Yeah, Yeah. So that
Whoa!
was-
Did you make that?
I did a while ago.
That's pretty fun.
I made that video, so that was It's
Good bit of photo editing.
my dog who's in an RV, then overlaid on I think that was the takeoff of the Apollo, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, today's his birthday. It's my dog's birthday.
Oh!
So I feel like I had to wish
Great.
him a happy birthday. Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, Huthar.
Yeah, he just turned. So I have a dog, a Polish Totter sheepdog, and he just turned 5, and I gave him a pig foot for his birthday. So before I left, I gave him.
That's nice. Oh,
Yeah, which is, I guess.
it's an actual Bigfoot.
Yeah, I just got it from the butcher's shop.
Oh.
And,
Okay.
yeah, I did look it up. It is healthier for dogs, so I guess it's good for their teeth or their gums.
Oh, okay. You could just chew away on it and stuff.
Yeah, he likes all the bones and the meat. It makes him, feel like a wolf. I
Oh,
guess.
good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Huzar.
Happy
if you're
birthday, Herzog.
watching.
And happy birthday to my sisters whose birthdays I forgot.
Oh.
I hate to say, like your mom
Oh.
and Jeannie's birthday, and and Kathy's. I just okay. This is a deal. I forget all the birthdays.
Yeah, but
Sorry about that.
that's all right. Well, you remembered it now.
I
And,
did.
Yeah, my mom turned 65, so happy birthday, Mom. It's the big retirement age,
Yeah.
which actually brings me up to one of the things I wanted to cover, but
Oh.
there's this article. It talks about how Gen Z doesn't want to work.
Oh, okay.
So there's this article. This is the New York Post, but it was
Yeah.
entitled. Let's see. It's something's going on with the. Oh, here it is. I don't know. It's an ad. I don't know how to X out of it. But yeah, it just says Gen Z doesn't want to work.
Ah.
And I don't know what you think of your technically a Gen X.
I'm a Gen X, though I'm not. I've never been a big, but my demographic I kind of despise because a lot of them think that they did a lot more than they ever did. They didn't do much. We were homophobic, which there's
Gen X was.
growing up. You know why?
Why?
I'll tell you why. Because when in my school, I didn't want to. I could have beaten the crap out of the weakest kids, the 2 or 3 weakest kids in the school, and that would have been fine. Because I would just say, oh, they're gay, they're the F word, and everyone accepted that. Because it was, homophobia was
acceptable to pick
which-
on them.
when you hear people my age are like, oh, this generation, oh, that's what they're pining about.
It was the good old days.
The ability to mercilessly beat and make miserable the weakest kids in the school. So that's what their homophobia is about. So anyway, that's what there's a lot of other problems with Gen X or my generation that I actually am a member of a Gen X remembrance group, and I go in there and I put in like raspberries all the time about things they're so proud about and happy about.
Well, this article says videos of Gen Zers and millennials complaining about traditional 9-to-5 jobs have spread across social media platforms like wildfire and sparked debates about the younger generation's work ethic or lack thereof.
Yeah.
And I guess, as a millennial, and I don't have many Gen Z friends, although, I want to be friends to understand their perspective, but it does seem like our society and maybe the economy wasn't built with us in mind. So I don't get how boomers, as they hit their retirement age, complain that young people don't want to work hard to take care of their society that is quickly crumbling in front of our faces.
Yeah, and the truth is a lot of those people do have to do a lot of crazy work when you're young. This is the thing: if you don't work, then you're going to pay there's societal consequences for that.
Yeah.
My attitude is you got to like what you do. You got to find something to like and like work, and that'll make you like. If you don't do anything, you'll go insane. You have to do. You have to be focused on something you like. I think that's.
I think work gives you purpose.
Yeah.
So it. Like you're saying, people working. Yeah, it gives you meaning. It makes you feel like you are contributing something to society.
Yeah. In our country, we do have an overbalanced, insane work ethic, I think, which is matched totally by the Japanese. which like we do have like it like we kind of work too much.
Yeah.
So
So the thing is, our, whether it's the 9 to 5 or like work hours have been increasing. It's always been, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get a second job. But like wages since the 70s have just been flat and not declining. So it's like, do they just want to take us a third job or just getting more jobs when, our economy set up so like wages haven't really been going up. And it's just, work harder for more.
For less. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I'm concerned because a lot of our infrastructure and stuff are like crumbling. Like I know that I've been covering the Kensington Expressway on some of my podcasts. And, like those bridges are 20 or 30 years past their useful life. But like I get worried of like, is Gen Z gonna fix all our bridges? They seem like they just want to make TikToks. So I feel concerned that everything's going to be decaying. At the meantime, we're literally not going to have people to fix stuff.
People, how is the Biden infrastructure bill helping at all in Buffalo at all? Or
no, the city got $300 million from the American Rescue Plan, and then essentially what the city did was they put in a bank account, and then that money's been collecting interest.
Oh.
So there's no regulations on investment interest on that money, so they can spend that however they want. So then what they've been doing is every year at the end of the year, we were $30 million in the hole. Well, let's just plug it, with this American Rescue Plan money. So like the city hasn't spent any money towards building things. It's just been sitting in a bank account, and then at the end of every year, just plugging they call it lost revenue replacement. And meanwhile, they have like $200 million just sitting in a bank account, and that's collecting interest. But then that interest, I think they had like $13 million of interest. They can use that to spend it on however they want. There's no restrictions. Where the rescue plan dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even this highway project, I don't know how much you've been following it, but it just seems. I mean, it's going to be $1 billion, and we're getting like 3/4 of a mile of a covered highway for $1 billion. It just seems.
That is. Oh, the you're talking about this Jackwood.
The Kensington Expressway.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Okay.
Where it's like it seems like everything's getting more expensive and we're getting less. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Even I've been grocery shopping, and when I go to buy, usually I'll buy like deli meat, and it used to be like $3 for a pound, and now it's like $5.50 for like 0.94 pounds. So like prices are going up, but then they're like slowly, decreasing the quality of.
I am an optimist. I think a lot of things are doing better. I know, the price of eggs are going down. That's a good economic indicator.
Yeah, the eggs.
In my amateur mind.
That's the other thing is they measure inflation with
the eggs.
The basket of goods, but the goods doesn't include anything that normal people buy. Like
check out the eggs. Yeah.
No, like the basket of goods will be like not eggs. Like you'd think it would be like eggs, milk, meat, bread, but the basket is like they just like put things in and out as like inflation goes up and down. They like just manipulate the basket to like make sure that inflation's at 2%. So it's like they're the basket of goods.
Yeah.
But I guess one thing I think I'm gonna announce is tomorrow is Promo Live. So this is a promotional products event online. But essentially, I'm going to be helping out Double Eagle Embroidery doing promotional products. So
great.
Double Eagle Embroidery is your brother, my uncle,
yeah,
Vinny's embroidery business.
Yeah.
So we were talking, and I think I'm going to start helping out with promotional products for his business. So if you need any premium merchandise to promote your business, not cheap Chinese stuff, only high quality. Reach out to me. So if you need cheap pens or high quality pens, let me know because the economy is tough and
but it's I'm an optimist. It's getting better. Have you worked for Veneno?
I've been doing some bookkeeping, and I haven't really folded stuff or embroidered stuff.
I haven't worked for him for a while. No.
Yeah, I think his business is doing pretty good, but I think he gets a lot of requests of, hey, I know you embroidered those golf shirts, but can I get some pens with my logo on it? It's like, we don't do pens, and ultimately I think I just download. We're a member of Sage Worldwide, which is a promotional product, essentially just like a database that has just a collection of contacts of suppliers and distributors of promotional products. So I download it on my computer. So like that's kind of at my point in life, my dream. And I think a lot of Gen Z millennials, our dream is just to be able to like work from home.
Yeah.
So like the fact that I can just like open up my laptop and like work on my laptop at home, and not have to like report to a boss.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We haven't made any nickels yet, but I think I was drawn to it not because I feel like my vocation is selling cheap, chintzy, or premium products on the internet, but the economy is tough, and just being able to work on my laptop from home, and also I think a lot of, especially the Gen Zers and millennials, I think we realize that the whole rat race of like trading your time for money is, I mean, it could work, but seems kind of you have to kind of separate your labor from getting paid.
Yeah.
So whether we'll see, but if you need promotional products, contact me, I guess.
Okay, so that's what people are seeing on the YouTubes. Or on
I think we're streaming right now on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. And then, this is I have the laptop. Yeah, this is the screen that they're seeing. So I brought you on. I found this clip from our old podcast.
Interesting.
So let's watch this, because I think this was my favorite clip of our.
Okay.
Because there's so little things I can actually solve.
Yeah.
Sometimes my students or my friends would ask me, so you're a physicist, you're living your dream, you must be so happy. I would say, well, I wish I was, but I'm really fuming and frustrated most of the time, because nature is so darn complicated that, I spent 20 years solving problems.
And not everybody's an Einstein.
No, I certainly am not, so it takes me a long time.
Oh, I know. He had one great summer where he
1905, I think it was.
And he
that
just
was a Nobel Prize year, right?
He came up with all this stuff, and then the rest of his life he just was able to talk.
Einstein, of course, did so many different things, right? I mean, he was obviously one of those very, very special people who had the ability to, quote unquote, feel nature. Yeah. So this is what we try to do. We try to feel nature, and then we try to describe it the best way we know in terms of simple mathematical relations. In the process, we assume that mathematics is the best language, because that's what math is. Math is a language, just like English is a language, Spanish is a language, Hindi is a language, math is
and
a
it's
language.
Universal.
And it's
everywhere.
universal.
It's the universe. It's God's language.
Or some aliens, if we meet them. Hopefully they
presumably they would know some math too, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there is absolutely no reason to believe that the math we do is the only math that can be done, right?
Yeah.
Just like any language. For example, there are so many languages that we have on our planet, right?
Yeah.
There may be other versions of math as well, right? Our math is based on a straight line. It's based on a number system.
Yeah.
Number systems live on a straight line.
But there could be
another universe with a different language.
There can be aliens who speak a different math language.
That was our clip. I think that was our very first episode.
Yeah.
We did, which that was Professor Surjit Sen from UB. Yeah,
he was a great guy.
Yeah,
but
he was very interesting to talk about.
It is fascinating about like there could be other types of math that we can't even dream of, and there might be some organism out there where it doesn't have a system of 10 decibels. They're thinking in terms of like, I don't know, whatever.
That's the thing is like he blew my mind that when there's other types of math that exist that like you're saying, it could be not based on time, but like his whole thing was like it could be math based on colors or something, like something that we don't even understand.
Yeah,
that kind of blew my mind. And I think I don't know if it was a quote or somebody said something of like, think of us versus chimps, like we're like 99.99% the same thing.
Yeah.
But like you could sit there and try to teach a chimp how to like design an airplane. It doesn't matter how generous of a teacher you are or how long you spend or whatever, you will never be able to teach that chimp how to build an airplane. So it's like, whoa, if we're 99% of that chimp, what things are there?
It could be above,
what type of math that it wouldn't matter. We just really don't have the cognition to understand the language of math, and it could be right. Like we just literally don't have the capacity.
Like an alien would be like able to like memorize everything like on the internet, and it would mean or
Yeah, or just yeah. Well, that just is like, wow. I think we kind of humans think we're very smart, and I guess we are relative to our planet, but like there's just we're
look
so
what we're doing.
limited in our
All
perceptions.
these are like cats are morons, opossums are morons. I mean, raccoons are just trying to get into a garbage can. Like we're over that. We're way over that.
But they're also geniuses in their own way. Like I know when I go walking with my dog Huzar, and his nose just picks up on things that are right in front of my face, and I can't sense. So even just his brain is just he's wired to smell. But and opossums they eat ticks, whereas like I don't eat ticks. I guess I probably could, but I don't. But
they do. They eat ticks, and I guess the cruel thing, they'll have like 20 children, but the mother only has like 13 teats. So like some of them got to go. It's kind of like
right from birth. So like there's a. Which I guess natural selection that would maybe wean out the lessers.
Yeah, the less
But it seems kind of cruel because I think
I
think motherly love. Oh, your mother should unconditionally love their children. But it's not necessarily the case.
Thinking of mothers and stuff, wouldn't it be horrible to be a woman right now politically, seeing what's going on in the country? Like, I feel bad for these women. Like, in New York State, but in other states, they are losing rights, like, reproductive-wise. And I feel bad. I forget which state is, Wisconsin or something, where a pregnant woman can't divorce her husband if she's still pregnant. Like, it's a law they either passed or they're thinking of passing.
Wasn't there some law in Alabama that they just passed that was, I think it was we talked about on the Common Book podcast on Saturday. It was just about,
embryos?
I think it was about the abortion clinics, and they do the fertility clinics where they'll like take eggs and fertilize some. Yeah. So like there's essentially part of this fertility process is some eggs just get left in a freezer, but they're fertilized. Yeah. So the Alabama lawsuit was like, are those human beings? Which
it's too big for me to.
Well, yeah, it's like there's
process.
that's what's hard about The reality is like there's no. If it was as simple as 0 and 1, black and white, then our world would probably be in a better.
We are better off rights wise as dudes.
That's what I think is funny is I think and the whole we need to become more diverse and like we're on the right track, but then our country is like we're going to have 2 80-year-old white men again running for president. That it's pretty clear nobody we want something different. It doesn't need to
Well, eventually we'll get that. I hope so. I hope that after this batch after this we'll have maybe younger candidates.
But that's what it seems like it's been especially since Obama is like, oh, they didn't want Obama to win, but he had that groundswell. But it's always, oh no, not this election. Like, vote for Hillary this election. Next election we'll let you we'll put her on a candidate, or even Bernie. Oh, don't vote for Bernie. This is a threat. We need to vote for Biden in next election. It's always the next.
The Democrats really did make a big mistake with Bernie by the Democratic higher ups, the way they trashed him and stuff.
Well, even I was commenting of just something I've been covering here too is just locally how our Congressman Brian Higgins, he just resigned with 10 months left on his term. Mm-hmm. And now the Democrats locally have just been they've appointed Tim Kennedy to be our next senator. So in April, we're going to have the presidential primaries, but then 2 weeks later, we're going to have a special runoff for our congressman seat. It's like, you've been our congressman for 19 years. In 10 years or 10 months left in your term, and you just decide to go run Shea's Theater because what was all that threat to democracy talk? Like, get your butt in Congress and fight for us. That's why we elected you. We didn't why is now if Trump is really a threat to democracy, why is our senator or our congressman now deciding, no, now's the time for me to go run a theater? It's just you have 10 months left on your term, but it's all part of this process for, at least locally, the Democrats to make sure that their successor gets in the seat so that he can be the incumbent and then maintain the power. Or at least that's just how I feel. But I guess another thing locally that I wanted to cover that's been happening is the fight at the hostels. I don't know if you've heard anything about.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, they had to shut them down.
So the hostel, they posted this. Let's see. So we know everyone has a lot of questions to start, but March 25th is just a number. We're challenging arbitrary deadlines. We were booked for the eclipse and had the understanding that Bureau notified us to vacate during the stabilization. There are no construction bids nor a finalized plan as of yet, so we were asking for a guaranteed return. So essentially the city or the Buffalo Urban Renewal Agency, they just kind of told the hostel, just recently you need to vacate the property so they can do construction on a building that they've been neglecting.
Yeah.
And I guess as someone that's, I don't know, an amateur artist or likes to pretend like I'm a real artist, I mean, the hostels hosted me for a couple things, and they are just a beacon
of culture, like nice
of culture.
cultural-
And even just, I mean, all the politicians too, they'll talk about, we need to create a thriving downtown.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the hostel, and I've traveled in cities too that have multiple hostels. We have one hostel, so how are we encouraging people to visit downtown Buffalo from all over the world, and young travelers, people that want to stay cheap at the hostels? Having a hostel is part of that. 'Cause
And over the years, I've met some really interesting people who are staying at the hostel, like they're getting their taste of Buffalo. You know.
I mean, it's like a thing, and then it's just crazy to see. I mean, the Buffalo Urban Renewal Agency, and I could get into that of how Bureau is where the fraud's going on in City Hall.
Where the what?
Where the fraud. That's like where the funny business is going on. So I don't know if you. So yeah, the Buffalo Urban Renewal Agency, which is essentially just like the shadow government entity. They're like an authority that the City Hall uses to kind of get around laws and regulations. They own the building, so they're the landlord for the hostel. They've been neglecting to maintain the property, and now they're just asking the hostel to move. I think they want them to move so they can get one of their high expensive developer friends to go in there and turn it into some mixed use buildings. But yeah, and then especially we have the eclipse coming up, so April 8th.
Yeah.
We have a total eclipse passing right through Buffalo, and that's expected to have like the most visitors ever in the city of Buffalo, probably in any of our lifetime. This will be the one day that we'll have the most visitors, and you're just shutting down the hostel because they don't care. I think it's just disappointing, and I think I think if everyone follow the hostel and support them, I think they've been promoting how we can help them, but it's just disappointing that and just very backwards thinking.
Yeah. Or if they could relocate them someplace, like I don't know, like what about the the MTM building or
Well, listen, they have a good location because it is downtown on the rail line, so it's like they do have a good location. But it would be kind of crazy for Buffalo to not have a hostel.
Yeah.
I'm going to a wedding in where is it? The tip of Long Island, the Hamptons.
Oh wow!
So I was like, oh, maybe I'll stay at a hostel when I'm there, and I just Googled the Hamptons, and the Hamptons don't have any hostels, but just because like they're very high.
class.
I don't think they want hostel types.
Have a hostel there, but you have fun people come in. You know,
Yeah, but the thing is, like you have people. I think the hostel posts they have people from all over the world when they travel to Buffalo, or even young people. They stay at the hostel, so I think that would be very disappointing to lose if we did. The city's issued an emergency order to evacuate the building, and the hostel's now. Meanwhile, this bureau. So essentially, I mean, bureau is where the fraud's going on in City Hall. So it's the Buffalo Urban Renewal Agency, and essentially what they do is you have the mayor here. He's chairman of bureau, and then you have Brendan Mahaffey, who's the Office of Strategic Planning Director for the City Hall. But he's like the vice chairman of Bureau. So it's kind of like this entity that's in City Hall, but it's not City Hall. So they were sued. And the former Bureau chief, she got fired, Nona Watson, because she saw there was funny business going on. And even I got fired from City Hall in the position that I was, so before my time, but the person that I replaced. In the Nona Watson lawsuit, it said that a city employee that works in the city's IT department is paid fully from the community development block grant dollars intended for Bureau, yet all of their work is for the city, not Bureau. So essentially what the city did is they get this, the community development block grants, which is CDBG money. They get money from the federal government. So it's like, oh, Buffalo's poor. Here's, $10 million to go towards affordable housing. And then essentially the city was taking that money and not spending on affordable housing, but like paying city employees that they wanted. And then they got caught. And then, and there was this story, I don't know if you followed, that they walked out of City Hall. I think there's some clips here of So they had, let's see. Yeah. The FBI came in. I think this was the day after Hillary Clinton got a, or was the day or two after the Trump Clinton election. So in 2016.
Oh, okay.
The FBI raided City Hall.
Oh.
And they walked out of the place with boxes of documents from Bureau, the Buffalo Urban Renewal Agency.
Oh, okay.
And it's still.
Did it kind of slide past everybody?
Yeah, well, it's like, well, yeah. Why the day after the election? Like, I don't know. So it's just, so yeah. And here's some footage of them like walking documents out of City Hall under tarps. And it's still unclear what they were doing here. What documents are these that the FBI is, wheeling out of City Hall? I don't know if it was some sort of plan. I think they probably expected Hillary to. I don't know if I'm a conspiracy here, but I think somebody thought that Hillary was going to get elected president. Then I think it was rumored Byron Brown was going to be part of her administration. So I don't know if there was some sort of documents that they wanted to get out of there. But that's kind of how City Hall, does their. I mean, the Bureau. It's funny that for them to, just an example, or even their. So they got audited because they have to get audited because they're like a public authority. So there's this management letter that just says essentially they don't have internal controls. So like this is the Bureau's website. Let's see if I can. So like if you go on their website, I mean, they have, where is it? These committee agendas. So essentially they're, let's see if it's the agendas. They don't have their, like even their minutes. So here it's 2024 now. They haven't posted minutes for any of their meetings since 2002. And yeah, I think if it's their audit, their financial reports, like they don't, let's see. They just don't post, like they're not really following the law here. Yeah. So their management letter basically said they don't have internal controls like in their organization, so they have like one person that will like enter money into the system, and then that same person's like responsible for withdrawing it. So there's just there's all sorts of funny stuff going on at City Hall, like that. And yeah, I think they just found that the Erie County clerk got like a $300,000 check stolen. Yeah, so it's just it's just kind of a Jerry Springer show, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, how do you have a $300,000 check to begin with? I'd want one.
Well, yeah, it's like if you were a business or something that can never really happen to you. Yeah, let's jump into a next segment here.
Okay. Oh, what is this? Oh.
Hold on.
Oh, that's a nice.
Let's start from the beginning.
Oh, okay. Could you send that to me?
Yeah.
So maybe I could. Different art. Okay. Hey, that's wow. Some of my older stuff when I was a lot skinnier and I had a beard. Oh, funny. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was the. I mean, I found this clip of you from I don't know where I found it on YouTube, but it was from one of your.
One of my YouTube things. I'm talking about having a beard. I think at that point.
So you have a goatee there.
The goatee.
Like. How old do you think you are there?
Jeez, it was 30. No, I don't know. I'm an old man now. I keep forgetting.
Yeah,
I was in my 30s and 40s.
Well, yeah, I guess maybe you were my age. You look younger than me there, but yeah,
maybe
that was a clip of you, and then that was the Bob Wells,
maybe older, the
Bob Wells music, and then pictures. I don't know if I made that a while ago. I don't know if it was timed to the music, but
now, folks, I've created more art since then. And I have this year coming up. We're gonna have 3 major shows. There's gonna be a show at Parables.
Parables, okay,
and it's gonna be me, Sophie, Chris McGee. And are going to have an art show there, and then also we're going to have a show called the Story Garage with me, Neil Mahar, and Chris McGee and Sophie, and we're going to have art there. We're going to have lots of art. You're going to get to see my buddy Chris McGee's art. And you get to see my buddy Neil Mahar. He has some really great stuff, some big art.
Is this part of your? Is this part of Infringe, or are you just doing it?
We're just doing it on our own. We're just doing our own.
Artists.
And I am, those are just shows that going, but I'm making up an old a show of my own that I came up with this idea, and this is basically we're gonna call out the art community. It could be you out there,
the community.
If you're an artist, it's gonna be artists versus AI.
I like that.
So you're an artist at home. Basically, you could write, can an AI, and I have an AI program, we're going to have a cheap AI program, and basically it's like your art compared to what an AI would do. Like, I like to paint unicorns.
Yeah.
And then basically, it's very humbling and creepy, and I think it's kind of like playing chess with the computer kind of thing.
Yeah, here's one of your pieces of art.
Yeah.
So-
Now, what if I ran a computer command like 2 women on pig? Chances are, an AI computer might do something more entertaining, or but less. But it'll be interesting to see the contrast.
I see. So you're saying part of the thing would be bring your art in, and then we'll ask the AI. So this would be like ChatGPT, draw 2 women on a flying pig drinking beer over Mount Everest, and then try to
see what they would
come up with. Because how long did a painting like this? Yeah, what is? Yeah.
Now that one was a quick one. That was a quick, simple one. I want to start going back to making ones like that, where it's just, whereas now I do very involved kind of, things. Like that's very involved.
Now this one spoke to me, especially with Who's Ours Birthday. This white sheepdog here.
Yeah.
This is.
It's
Is
Prince.
This Prince
It's
playing
Prince
the guitar.
playing
and
guitar.
That is
Okay, L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Now,
he was a recurring character in your art.
He
What
is because he's really fascinating. He's a cult leader. He's not as hateful. Well, he did destroy a lot of people's
Scientology,
lives.
right?
Yeah,
Ron
he created Scientology. He destroyed a lot of lives. He isn't as evil as he could have been. Most cult leaders get sexual liberties with all their female followers. He didn't do that. He had a wife who nagged him and was like, "Oh, Elron, blah blah blah." He did do weird sex things that I don't really want to get into, but it wasn't like as gratuitous as most cult leaders are. Also, before he joined a cult, he joined a satanic temple. And the satanic temple was being run by the father of American rocketry, believe it or not. His name was the name is on the tip of my tongue.
It's not important.
Anyway, but anyway, he joined that satanic thing. He stole his girlfriend,
L. Ron Hubbard.
Ellen Hubbard. Then he borrowed a whole bunch of money from that guy and bought 2 yachts with him and left him broke.
That's why L. Ron Hubbard, now his, cult is now thought of it's like a religion. It's not like Christianity, but it's like it's right up there with the Mormons so his cult kind of, I don't know. Yeah, he grew it to the point where it became on a cult. And I guess kind of Jesus was kind of like that. His cult essentially it acquired so much mass, but then it became socially acceptable, and then it became the dominant culture.
It's weird though. It's a cult. It's like a self-help thing. There's no. Yeah, but there's a mythology to it. There's
because when you think about it, even a company is a cult in a certain way. It's a bunch of people devoted to if you work for, I don't know, Staples.
I have heard of there are company cults out there. There's that will mess you up. There's like a pyramid scheme type cult, multi-level marketing
which,
thing,
and they almost have a persona of their, I don't know, victim or their cult member or their I think they call them their marketer. That's the part of the cult is you're not called cult member.
You're not cult member. Well,
emerging director or empowered entrepreneurs.
They
give you a title.
And I could see how you get into it. You're like, hey, I'm doing a job. Like me, I'm doing a job. I'm important. You get a little feedback. You get positive, and you're going nuts.
That's why the cults are so powerful. Is there's a system to it. It's not just this random thing that happens. It's they know who their victim, who their ideal victim is.
Yeah.
Because they have some sort of who even knows the time? Because even anything is really. I mean, if you work at Office Max and the culture is really let's let's drive
it's
sales.
overpowering. I know. Well, there's people who call MAGA a cult, and there's definitely cult-like things to that. I mean, there's definitely, but that's almost like a mass hysteria. Like, it's weird. It's something I don't agree with. So people are like, "Oh, you're just throwing attacks at them," but there are cult-like things where, like, the leader can do no wrong, and there's like, you're questioning the leader. Well, you must be fake news or repressive or whatever. There's a whole, like, oh, it's a big conspiracy to make the leader look like he's having sex with everybody's wife, like, or whatever, or he's taking our money.
Was it the Jim Jones where they drank, all the punch?
Yeah.
Punch down in South America.
He got into a corner. They were gonna his cult was falling apart, and his psychology was like, we all have to die. Yeah, he was like, he had a drug problem. He was another psychopath. He was a Jim Jones.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's a thing that happens in in human cultures, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what the weird thing is? He was a guy. He preached social equality. Like he preached racial equality, social justice. He was a good guy, but he was a bad guy. It was weird. He was
And that's the kind of the thing. There's like a very fine. Again, it's not black or white. What's a cult? What's not? There's like kind of different.
I remember I got in trouble online once. There's this thing called it's a dancing ribbon, Chinese dancing ribbon ballet that comes along.
Okay.
I think it's called Shinan. I think you've seen ads for it. Guin Long, okay, this is another thing I forgot the name of. I know you at home probably know what I'm talking about. It's a dancing. It's
dancing bear.
It's people gush on about it. It's very, but they sell themselves as like we are oppressed in China and we come over here to do our ribbon dancing. But that's a cult. And I told a bunch of people online.
Even I mean, the Olympics is kind of like a cult because then they're like, these. I mean, they build these billion-dollar stadiums and infrastructure, and then I think was it China or somewhere they're building on like, or even when you think of our iPhones, I mean, it's kind of built on child labor in Africa digging out lithium.
Yeah. Well, then you get into more capitalism, whatever.
Yeah, capitalism
society.
is kind of a cult, right? 'Cause it's kind of but it's so it's reached such a a critical mass that that's just accepted. But it's the real niche cults. So kind of building on your theme of the AI, I think I announced this last podcast, but I participated in Top Lap 20. So Top Lap is this live coding organization.
Yeah.
So it was their 20th birthday, so they had a live stream. So I had cycle number, I think it ended up being 37 because they added a cycle before me, but a 15-minute cycle. So here's a little sample from my live coding performance.
Ooh, cool.
So this is just essentially
That's nice.
This is just a Grateful Dead sample. So
Okay.
I used computer code to take a sample and then like chop it up. So this is like a loop.
Yeah.
Performing slow. But my performance wasn't too good because my laptop crashed right before I started. So, so that sample was like a promo I did for it, but then the actual performance wasn't too good. Every time I seem to perform, something goes wrong.
Oh,
so the Grateful Dead, they have a song called "When I Paint My Masterpiece," and that's where I feel like I haven't painted my masterpiece yet. Because every time I go to paint it, something happens. My laptop crashes.
Yeah.
But the live coding is a thing. So I think maybe, and it's going to get to the point where AI is going to be able to compose music And,
I know, and I think the idea when we were growing up is like you'd have computers and they'd do the stupid stuff that you didn't want to do. They'd clean your house. They'd do mundane things. They'd take out garbage and stuff. We were thought like, but I wouldn't talk like, oh no, it's going to start taking the top jobs for us. Like writers. There's people who get paid to write, but now we can, or me.
Yeah, but like
me.
So, but like I think the AI. I mean, it will take away like you're saying, routine writers, but it does a lot of the drudgery of writing are like, drafting your outline,
I know,
making
yeah.
your rough drafts. Like the AI, it will, but a lot of people are going to be displaced.
I know cover letters. I hate doing cover letters.
I don't know if I've used AI to apply for jobs. I think other people too. If you just say, because you could spend 20 hours just writing a cover letter and then you send it in and nobody ever reads it. So with the Chat GPT, you can just, I do it too. You just copy the job description, copy your resume, paste them both in, and say, write me a cover letter for this job based on my resume, and then it does it, and it saves you lots of drudgery.
Drudgery and just like wondering about punctuation. Did I spell something right? Did I say something in the wrong grammar?
Yeah, and then they're all the same. So but I think the singularity. I don't know if you've heard of the singularity.
Oh, like when these things become like real.
Yeah, I think it was Ray Kurzweil, but the author, he just talks about how you'll have like computer processing and AI, and also like I think there's a couple other technologies that are essentially, I think we're seeing it too, like all coming together. So like what happens when computer power increases, but then also AI increases, and both those things then make each other more powerful. I think he projected 2041 is when he calls it the singularity is going to happen.
Oh,
and that's when I think life. His theory is that life on planet Earth will be unrecognizable from how it is today.
Oh, okay. Here, have you heard? I don't know. Do you know much about Dune?
No.
Okay, in Dune, in the books, they have a thing called the Butlerian Jihad.
Okay.
Which you've seen this in other movies where robots and humans go at it. Humans, basically, he writes, whatever the guy named, he wrote in the far, far future, and he said there'd be a time where humans and robots, they gotta not throw down. Luckily, we won. It was called the Butlerian Jihad, and basically what humans had to do is get rid of the computers. Like in Butlerian Jihad, we have to be like, we'd throw this out, we'd have to remember stuff, like we'd have to remember everything.
Well, how do the tardigrades play into it? Because I think when you told me, because my theory is that the AI is going to, all it's going to do is going to extract human creativity, because that's really, it seems to be the only thing that we're like uniquely good at, is like being creative. But then it's going to say, hey, these tardigrades, which you brought to me, the tardigrades, their biological form can like resist. So what if we're the computers? Let's just take human creativity, but then inhabit the body of tardigrades, and then that's how it's.
They'll be able to do all sorts of creepy things. Okay, have you seen Ex Machina? Oh, I referred to all different movies, but like the machine could go into a person body, and it's there. And I know I'd be a total sucker for a female computer. I can say it right now because I'm a sucker for girls.
But I think computers don't have genders, so it almost like they completely bypass the gender wars by just being a computer. There's no gender.
Yeah. But if they wanted to be manipulative, they'd probably like, this is how we control this sack of meat here. Which is like.
Well, they could. Well, that's why I think the AI is somehow gonna, kind of at the metal level, like abstract. It will take like. Female manipulation with like the male logical, and it will essentially, or just take the human creative spirit.
Yeah.
It'll essentially just extract anything that makes us unique, like our unique value propositions, and just, take that and then embed, make that into data somehow.
Yeah. I just don't want them to kill us. I don't want them to kill us.
I don't even think they're going to need to, because when you think of like our meat bag, like it's really not. I mean. We need shelter, we need clothes to like stay. So it's, I don't think they'll even need to fight us. We'll just kind of, we're going to decay because we're all getting fat and lard-like and.
That was also, even when I was growing up, people would visualize a future where humans would just de-evolve. Like we'd get like, we'd only need a torso. We just have to be a torso in a tub.
Whenever I see,
I don't mind being a tub.
I do kind of see that when I just. All you have to do is sit in an intersection and just watch people in their cars, and you just see people, no emotion, no spirit. Yeah, they're, they're blobs. They're going 70 miles an hour, but they're not exerting any sort of. Their biological shell is not exerting any force. They're just sitting there.
Yeah.
And then they're going 70 miles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because with this technology, we're like exponentially increasing our productivity, but then at the same time, like there's large masses of society that are like literally just devolving into
I'm sure that friggin' dinosaurs thought they were hot shit when they got blasted out of existence, you know, because they had little paper crowns. At least Tyrannosaurus did.
Yeah.
Like they thought, oh, this is all we got. We just keep eating meat, and I don't care. I'm gonna keep eating other dinosaurs.
yeah, keep eating the trees.
And maybe are we as humans? I don't know what we're doing as humans. I don't. Wait, we're making the computer smarter.
Yeah, well, the computers here, and just even in my lifetime, since the last 20 years, life's gotten pretty crazy now with the technology. Because
in ways we didn't think of. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this great computer, and it's kind of gonna drive us nuts, and separate us, but bring us together.
well, yeah, it's kind of you're. And it's all like we're just running a giant science experiment of what will happen if nobody knows where this is going or how really we're just starting to understand how it's like affecting us now.
Because if you would have told a hippie or somebody back in the 60s, you'll have something in your hand where you could reach all human knowledge in your hand, and we use it to put little kitty memes, and I use it to exert anger at people I don't agree with politically.
But then there's
sometimes.
a whole school of thought that memes is like the future of communication, because just think about how efficient you can communicate a whole abstract idea just in a meme,
like a joke or a put down,
joke or something. You could memes are actually a powerful tool for communication because they instantly you can transmit knowledge much quicker. Memes, you can communicate knowledge in a meme in certain ways much more efficiently than like a 1,200 page textbook.
Kind of emotional, like different ideas and stuff. I usually try to like rip memes apart.
Well, memes. It's an art. So there's crappy memes and there's good memes.
People.
Another thing that I'm excited to share. Oh, well, I made this. This is another video I made with my live coding, but this is kind of Humboldt related. But let's take a look.
Oh, okay.
Fighting Mother Nature. 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 Fighting Mother Nature.
So this is the New York State's.
Fighting Mother
Well, the
Nature.
tunnel.
This is their rendering of the tunnel.
Fighting Mother Nature. Fighting Mother Nature.
What are the people chanting?
Fighting
No
Mother
toxic
Nature.
tunnel.
Why would it be toxic?
So all this
Fighting Mother
exhaust.
Nature.
Oh yeah.
So all the exhaust that's going to be in this tunnel.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find.
Ooh.
There we are. But essentially, there's plumes. Let's see if I can. Yeah, essentially there's plumes, and there's their own map. Essentially, found that at either end of the tunnel, they're going to be ejecting particulate matter.
Yeah.
So particulate matter 2.5. So here's a. So this was this is a map of the build scenario. So this is PM 2.5. So particulate matter 2.5, which is 2.5 micrometers, which is I think I have the picture. So that's like 30 times thinner than a human hair. So very fine particles.
Yeah.
And at either end of the highway. So the highway product is going to go from here to here. Yeah. So at either end of the tunnel, there's going to be elevated levels of of really fine particulate matter. And even the construction of the tunnel, they're going to have to blast like 20 feet underground.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of asbestos and stuff that's going to just go up into the air. I think
But I was thinking as an engineer, which I am an amateur engineer, but could they put like a filtration system or something to like get rid of would they do that? Do they have a plan like that to like filter out the
I think and then you kind of saw it in that video they have these giant fans.
Yeah.
The fans that are somehow gonna be worrying. What's the other thing is like not just the particulate matter, but there's going to be pollution like air pollution, noise pollution, light pollution. So those fans are supposed to suck it up. But anyway, I mean, you don't really need to be an engineer to realize, if we take all these cars and we put them through a tunnel, that pollution is going to have to go out somewhere. And it's going to go towards either end of the.
So people living in that area have lesser.
So and then it was actually this week. Actually, the governor last week came to town and announced that the tunnel was going through because the federal government approved it. But then actually there was this group, so two residents that live right by the toxic tunnel. They ended up, they just filed a lawsuit. So, so this is a picture of the tunnel. But some of the residents
They'd
here,
be covered over. Yeah, okay. So
they're going to cover it over and then plant trees.
Yeah.
And here's a rendering. And they're going to use trees with very wide roots instead of deep roots. So they're going to kind of put a cover on and then plant these trees. It just doesn't seem, especially with knowing how New York State is, it just doesn't seem like it's, I'm not optimistic. But this is Terrence Robinson. So he's a Humboldt resident. And he's essentially just asking for the government to do an environmental impact statement.
Yeah.
So the federal government, I think, they ruled that the $1 billion project can go ahead, but they haven't studied like the environmental impacts of it. So his argument was that essentially the government found that there was no significant impact, but it's like how can you do $1 billion infrastructure project and say there's not going to be any impacts without studying it? So it's I think in the strategy too is just to kind of gum it up with lawsuits because they're kind of just going ahead because they're starting to study future phases, but it seems like you should study that before you even put a shovel in the ground on the first phase. Don't get started and then be like, oh crap, well if we had known that because they're gonna have to essentially the tunnel they're gonna have to blast like 20 feet farther into the ground. So like all that dust and whatever is gonna go up in the air, and it just seems like it's gonna be a disaster, I guess. And another thing I wanted to say is that I'm starting to teach capoeira classes at Soul Rise Buffalo. So here's a little promo I made.
Whoa, cool.
Was last week, and
cool.
We just by accident got cross booked with there's an African drumming troupe.
Oh, that's fun.
So they rented the space the same time we had a class. So that's not every class. So that's why I put at the bottom African drummers not included.
That's fun to do.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah.
So it was that was a good class because they were playing their drumming. They had a couple performances I think this month. So they were practicing. So we got to move to their African rhythms that So every Wednesday at Soul Rise, which is on East Utica Street from 6:30 to 8, I'll be teaching class there. So come on through if you're interested. Or be good to have more people join. It's kind of like Zumba, but a little different.
Yeah, but it's also isn't it self-defense too?
Yeah, so it's like it's a martial art that
What is a Brazilian thing where you kick?
What's it?
Is that isn't capoeira? Is it?
So capoeira there's kicking there, but another martial art from Brazil is jiu-jitsu. That's more like grappling.
Oh, okay,
so I think jiu-jitsu is all about like rolling on the ground. Because if you get someone on the ground, they can't really use. I don't know. It's physics somehow.
Yeah.
But capoeira it comes from Brazil, so it was kind of when African slaves came over, they had to hide their martial arts, so they kind of disguised it as a dance. But then also at the same time, their cultures were kind of merging with like indigenous cultures and all sorts of stuff. So so that's Wednesdays at Soul Rise, and then I think that's all that I had on this. Do you have any other? We're approaching on the show. We're not there yet. We have two and a half minutes left. Do you have any other? Any sort of answers? I don't know.
Gripes or answers?
Questions. My mom, Diane Austin, says, "Welcome back."
Whoa!
Hi, Diane. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We wished you happy birthday earlier, but
Yeah,
nobody.
I phoned and I think my phone wasn't working. But also I can't. I have a tough time operating this crazy thing.
It's lost in the ether.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
What is a question? I need a profound question.
A question.
If you had a band
Yeah.
and you had a hit song,
Yes.
and your hit song had to teach some sort of moral lesson to the human species,
Oh.
what would it be?
A moral lesson to the human species.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd probably go for Beatles type of thing. I would. Okay, I would like to. If I were writing like songs right now for America, I would like to teach the public about things like straw man arguments. Put that into a song because I've seen an entire generation go down the tubes because they don't understand straw man arguments.
Straw man.
Straw man arguments. Basically, Rush Limbaugh, somebody who screwed up my generation, and older boomers
Rest his soul.
used all straw man arguments.
Which a straw man argument is like an argument.
So it's
doesn't,
like
doesn't hold its
it's
weight.
like liberals don't want a wall because they want all the immigrants to come in because they hate America. That's like basically you create a straw man. You create a simple idea of your opponent, and it's stupid. It usually makes your opponent look like a jerk.
I see.
And then you rip it apart. You make yourself look like a hero.
You
Our
jump
country does not understand that.
jump to
And it is
conclusions.
constantly being used in by pundits all the time. Also, but you could like if you could teach that in a song somehow where people don't even realize.
Well, maybe it would sound like this. This is Uncle John's Band by the Grateful Dead.
Whoa!
Thanks for tuning in, audience.
Oh, all right. Oh, that was okay. Okay.